As war threatens to engulf the region, Israel has carried out more airstrikes across Lebanon. The latest attack hit the Hazmieh area of greater Beirut. That's close to the presidential palace and the defense ministry. Earlier, Israel said it had targeted a building belonging to the Palestinian armed group Islamic Jihad. In southern Lebanon, Israeli attacks have damaged buildings in Sadiyath and Aramoun. Elsewhere, 3 paramedics were killed and 6 others injured during rescue operations. An Israeli airstrike targeted a 4-story residential building in the eastern city of Baalbek. And earlier, Israel's defense minister authorized troops to take control of additional positions in southern Lebanon. More than 60 people have been killed and 335 wounded since the Israeli strikes began early on Monday morning. We are following developments in Tehran, Washington, D.C., Qatar's capital, Doha, and Beirut, where Zaina Hodder is standing by for us. So, Zaina, we have been seeing these forced evacuation orders. We have also been seeing these strikes. Can you show us where you are? And maybe also just explain to our viewers the geography here, because, of course, we are used to seeing strikes in the southern suburbs of Beirut, but I understand you are not there, and this is something a little bit different. What do you know?
Well, the latest conflict between Israel and Hezbollah is escalating. There is no front line, and there is no mediation or diplomatic effort to end it. We are in Hazmieh. This is a suburb of Beirut. It's not considered a Hezbollah stronghold. It is not where Hezbollah supporters live. Behind me, the Comfort Hotel, which was targeted by an Israeli strike in the early hours of the morning. Now, this appears to be a targeted strike, an assassination. Of course, we cannot independently confirm that, but we've seen similar attacks in the past when there's no prior warning and when there is a specific target hit. Now, we saw a similar attack also in the early hours of the morning in another suburb of Beirut, Aramoun, also outside Hezbollah's area of influence. The death toll is only climbing. There was also another strike in Baalbek. So really in the past 48 hours, since the early hours of Monday morning, since Hezbollah launched rockets across the border in retaliation for the killing of the late Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, Israel has only intensified and escalated its attacks. Hezbollah too escalating attacks, claiming more than 10 attacks in the past 24 hours, reaching deep inside Israel, with Hezbollah claiming that it targeted a naval base in Israel's third largest city, Haifa. So, this is only escalating, and there has been no statement by any foreign envoy to try to intervene, to try to mediate an end to the conflict, which is raising a lot of concern in Lebanon that the aim, that Israel's end game really is for Hezbollah to surrender its arms, to agree to disarm. But so far, there's no indication that the group is ready or willing to do so.
Zaina, I just want to ask you about the pictures that we're seeing there and the state of that building. It looks to me, again, it's hard for me to tell on my monitor, but that only 2 floors were actually affected here. So can you give us a sense of how much of the building was actually impacted by this strike? And do we have numbers on how many people were injured?
Well, yes, as you can see, a very specific strike targeting one floor. We've been speaking to the Lebanese army soldiers who are here. They're saying that there were 5 people, 4 people were wounded, 1 in critical condition. They did not level the building. So we've seen this time and time again. Usually when there are strikes that look like this, the Israeli army has information about the presence of somebody they want to kill. They have promised to go after Hezbollah members across the country. They've done this before. In late 2024, 8 weeks of, a massive aerial bombardment, an aerial campaign, not just targeting Hezbollah strongholds. Back in late 2024, we saw similar attacks like this in the heart of Beirut, in Beirut city center. So, this is a clear message. And there's something else we'd like to point out. Hotels like this usually house people who are displaced, those who have the means to pay for hotel rooms. So after something like this happens, hotels will stop, admitting or allowing people to stay in their accommodation, which makes more pressure on the tens of thousands of people who are now seeking shelter.
Yeah, certainly a difficult situation there as you see people coming out of that building carrying the belongings that they have with them. Zaina Hodor, please keep us posted. Great reporting.